Josh, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. And before we get to football questions, you have an outstanding foundation. It's called Stars 24. You're actually opening up a teen center later this month, which is just incredible. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Star 24. I had it since I came into the league, really founded it. And our dream and vision was to open a teen center in our hometown of Greenwood, South Carolina. And we were able to do that. This year, we'll be cutting the ribbon for the teen center February 26th. We teamed with Boys Girls Club of America and Boys Girls Club of the Crescent region, and they're coming in hands and helping out with the teen center as well. So it's been a great time for us out there in Greenwood, and we're just excited to get this thing rolling.
Yo, Josh, how difficult was this year for you? You know, transition to a new organization. You had the COVID restrictions, the different COVID protocols, and of course, dealing with a few injuries that did not allow you to participate in every ball game. But,
Right?
talk about the adversities you face, with the injuries and the COVID protocols.
Be honest, brother, I just leaning on Elohim and really trying to, find our way and asking him for grace because everything is an obstacle, everything is not going to be, sunshine and rays of sun every day you wake up in the morning. You're going to have those, dark times and those, dreary days, but how you get through it, you persevere. For us, we persevered through the end, and I think that's the best thing that I really truly got out of this season. Going all the way up until the championship game. Obviously, we did not win that game, and we're here now talking to you guys. But all things are in His time and His will, and I'm just so grateful that I was able to finish. I was able to go through to the end and see it out, and looking forward to next year. For us so far, we've been blessed in all things we've done. So looking forward to 21.
Josh, did you have a perception of Josh Allen before you got there and now have a different perception of him now that you've played with him?
Yeah, of course. But you can see his growth, though. I think that's the biggest thing from how he played years before to now. He has just took a giant leap into an elite level talent. He really has from what he was drafted in, and from seeing that his turnovers and efficiency from the year before, years previous to this year, 2020 and 21, has he's just developed into an elite style quarterback. When you look at the top tiers, you have to put him up there in the first tiers, just because his elitism and how he's able to affect you on the ground and in the air. And it's just great how they put weapons around him to be able to utilize at his disposal. And it's just been great to see him and his growth.
Josh, you played for three organizations in your professional career, but it seems like playing in Buffalo is a different vibe, especially when you incorporate the Bills Mafia, right? Do you have any funny, cool stories regarding Bills Mafia and the support they showed you guys throughout this outstanding year?
Listen, they different. They are different. Man, telling you at the end, towards the end, they just packing out at the end of, everything. We come back home from the flight. I'm talking about you have thousands of people at the airport. I mean, shirts off, and it's like 18 degrees outside. Like they still rowdy, and we get in like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and they out there waiting. I'm like, listen, you had one guy, he was out there doing like snow angels with no shirt on when you driving by through the parking lot. I'm like, dude, are you serious? And it's on gravel. So I'm like, these guys are fanatics, but they really do support their home team and they're really excited for them. And you can see that. It's almost like a college town atmosphere, but NFL team, and they are really, really rowdy, and you can see how well they support. And even after that, and when we do win or anything happens, they go and they donate. They donate to charity. So, and they raise a lot of money. I mean, you look at it like what a fan base is doing at this juncture. So you got to tip your hats off to the Bill Mafia.
And watching you guys defensively, man, you had a lot of fun. I mean, especially when everybody got healthy on all three levels. And clearly, I know you would love to run it back again with the Buffalo Bills. What are you guys missing going forward in the future to be able to get back to another playoff run, divisional championship, and ultimately trying to play in the biggest game, which is the Super Bowl? What are you guys missing to being able to get back to that level and go even further?
Absolutely. And that's the thing you gotta look at it. Like we's one step from that game. I mean, you look at it. I mean, the guys, yeah, when we played the Chiefs, they got us pretty good. But we got off on them. We got out fast, and then they just, they sucked us up. But at the end of the day, you look at it, they are a championship caliber team, and when you have a championship caliber team, they've been there before. So the one thing I would take from it is experience. You can't ask for nothing better than the situation right now than experience. You have experience, that overcomes a lot of, miscues and just, being in the wrong place and not there to make that play because of experience. And I think that, having that game, taking that L, I think that's gonna, hit some guys for 21 coming up and knowing what that looks like and what that feels like going into that game next year in 22. I think they'll be more so, adamant to take that moment and use it for the benefits.
Josh, you're 33 now. What advice would you give to 21-year-old Josh Norman coming into the league?
My gosh. What a question. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, there are a lot of things that we would want to do differently. That's for sure. But you know what? The thing is, we wouldn't want to because we wouldn't be who we are today. And the man I'm standing before you now speaking. And I think that, there are things that which you would want back, games that you would want back, and plays, of course. But at the end of the day, those are those experiences that you learn from and you better from within you taking that next step. So if I would have got everything right, I'm telling you right now, I don't think I would have been the guy I am today because you need adverse situations to, make you stronger and better for the next one. So my 21-year-old self, man, just rock out, live your life, but knowing that when you get older, it's gonna come back and get you.
I think that's a motto both Pete and BMAC would take. Josh, I want to ask you, going up against this Chiefs offense, you had that opportunity twice this season. So from your perspective, your experience, how do the Bucs slow down Patrick Mahomes and this offense?
That's a good question for their game plan, to be honest with you. I know for us, it was a bit different. You try to play man, they pick you their matchups. You go zone, Kelsey's gonna set up and spot you up. Those guys just play well together. They really do. I mean, whatever you got, they've seen it and they repped it. And you got a guy back there in Patrick Mahomes who can make every throw. So it's going to be a challenge, but you also got to understand that you have to play your game and not their game. You got to play to where, you have to lock in on all four quarters and not give them a beat because once they catch that beat, I'm telling you, they are in rhythm and they are in sync and they will just methodically move it down the field. And guys like that, you just got to throw them off. You got to throw something at them that, change them up a little bit. But at the same time, you got to play your game. So it poses a challenge, but you can get it done if they, go in there with the right mindset. Got to burn them ships, that's for sure.
All right, Josh. A little bit. You are wise now, 33-year-old Josh Norman. We're talking to this guy, evaluating this Super Bowl. Let's get your pick to win.
Oh my gosh, honestly, I don't have one. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you. I'm still riveting a little bit from that loss we took. So it's gonna take me a moment. But I say this, to the best team, my hat's off to you. I know, like I said earlier, Tom probably want to get one so he can put it on his middle finger. And I'm sure Pat will want to get that second one so he can solidify himself even more. So, all teams and coaches and personnel, I'm sure They are putting everything into all 4 quarters of this game, and even if it comes down to overtime, I just want a good game for the fans. The fans win if we have a good game, regardless of whatever happens. So that's what we're hoping for, and hey, let's see what happens.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to see you in one of these games soon. But yes, we will all be fans watching this. It'll be a bunch of fun. Josh Norman, thanks so much for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ.
Thank you guys for having me.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.